Display information on the calendar. You can display information on the calendar like so, and a pop-up like so. Let me show you how. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check out our other how-to videos from this channel. Also, subscribe and share. It will be helpful for the channel. This video is the continuation from creating calendar part 2. In part 1, we lay out controls on the screen or on the form, and we remove the caption from the labels. We also remove caption from the information from the buttons that is displayed as 1, 2, 3 as our day, calendar days. In this tutorial, I will show you how to display a list of birthdays on the calendar. If you have not watched the part 1 and part 2 videos, please be sure to watch them before continuing with this video. There is no requirement for this task. The benefit for having a calendar is to show off the events for a particular day. This event can be a birthday, holiday, daily activities, and the like. So let's get to work and begin coding. Alright, let's go to File Explorer. Right there is a folder. If you just click on that, I'm going to go to C drive and access projects. In here, we're going to copy the create calendar part 2. So Control C, Control V, and then rename that as part 3. Now, I was not thinking about making a part 3, but last night and yesterday and last night I've been thinking I should make a part 3 to show you how to display information on the calendar. So right here, let's rename that database as part 3. So replace the 2 with 3, and then we're just going to double click and open it. So yeah, I'll go ahead and enable that content. Oops, forgot my highlighter again. So let me turn on my highlighter. All right. So so what good is the calendar if you cannot do anything other than displaying the dates, right? Because we have the dates here. We can just look at this guy. Anyone with computer can just look at the calendar. So, and that was the reason why I want to make this video. Make it is distinct from this standardized calendar. We want to display certain items on the calendar to make it useful. So, but before we get there, let's double click on this calendar form. Make sure all of our controls and the calendar works. So, and it opens. That's a good thing, first thing. Let's advance to next. So that works. That still works backwards. Backwards still works. And let's go back in time, 1900. That still works, so it didn't break. Change that to January. That's also good. So all of our control works as coded. which is good. All right, so now we don't have to worry about all the bugs. That's good. Let's close that out. So I was thinking if we just create, if we have a table, a list of activities, a list of holidays, US holidays or holidays, a birthday, or some kind of information that relates to date, we can have it display on the calendar. All right. So the quickest and easiest thing to do, just to show off the what we can do. I'm going to create a new table. Let's call account. All right, account ID. Now, in this case, we just use it for demonstration purposes. So I'm going to use the auto number. All right. In this case, the auto number is not important. Like the month table that we used. The month table, the ID of the month must relate to the uh, name of the month. For example, the ID 1234, it needs to relate to January, February, March, April, so on. So the auto number does not fit in that regard. So just when you create tables, just recognize the account number, all right? And even so, the account ID here could be auto number, but then account number could be different. And then you can have your own account number template to create account number, all right? So anyways, I'm not going to go into the ID maybe later on, but right now I'm just going to show you. I was just going to talk to you about the auto number since we did the month table name, right? Month name rather. Let's make that a primary, and then we're gonna need a couple things. How about first name, short text, last name, short text, and date of birth, DOB, date of birth. That's the date and time, all right? So obviously we're not going to put time, we're just going to put a date on there, but you can put time, all right? In our case, just to demonstrate the uh, the objective or objective. Here, let's put account. Okay, that's good enough. We're gonna go ahead and click on this view records, tap next, first Jack, last Panyakon. My birthday is October 20th, 2000. All right, let's go to next. We're gonna have John Doe in here. John Doe. What about him? All right, he's also October. It's what October. How about October 30th? All right, and then he was 1900. Okay, so we need one more that falls in the same date. Because I'm thinking we could return a number of birthday for that day, and then maybe a list some kind. All right, so I'm thinking out loud. So how about Jane Doe, right? John Doe cannot live without Jane Doe. So Jane is October 20th, but Jane is younger than I am 1 year, 2001. All right, so I'll go ahead and save that, Control S again. And then I think that's good enough. 3 records. We don't want to be too lengthy. And that's that. Now, how are we going to get information on the calendar? So if you have been following my video or watching my videos, I love working with module. So let's pop into module. As you know, having been working with MVC, ASP MVC, and web application MVC, I love working with the controls and the models and the class, the object programming, all right, the programming, I guess some people call it. So this module in Access can be compared to a middleware, all right, uh, repository, all right. Uh, it 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 serves one function. That is the uh, what do you call it? A middleware, like a salesman trying to sell a car. He is the person between the company and the seller. The company and the buyer. All right. Well, this guy is purpose is to talk to the database and relate the information from the database to the viewer, which is the user. All right. So so that's why. Well, I'm not gonna get into that. I'll get into that when there is appropriate. Right now, it's not appropriate. Right now, I'm just showing you what Access can do, and then later on, I will describe the the object programming language in MVC. Uh, Anyways, let's continue. Let's call this account DB access. All right. So that's appropriate. So when I name this, I try to name them accordingly. You notice calendar, color, and then this one DB access. It means that this function relates to the database. DB database access the middle layer, like data access layer. Okay, that's how I name things in my programming. All right. All right. Now we've got the object called account DB access. An object can do things. All right. In this case, we wanted to show. Let's see. How about show the number of birth dates for a particular date? All right. So let's do sub uh, number of birthday by date. Now, if you notice when I name function, so when I name the function or the subroutine, I try to name it so I can read. All right. So other programmers that come behind me, that come after me, can understand what I say. All right. So number of birthday by date means I have to pass in a date. All right. If I say by ID, that means I have to pass in ID. If I say by name, I have to pass in an argument as name in string. So in this case, it's a date. So we're going to say, how about the select date? That sounds appropriate. Select date as date. And then we want to display the information on a particular control. So we have to find that control and pass that control in here. So a control in our case is a label. So I'm going to say L control. You see how I named this guy appropriately? So that means when I come back for debugging purposes or another programmer comes behind me, he understands what I'm saying here. All right. How about let's dim RS as record set, dim dimension SQL. I'm going to form an SQL statement using the string as string. Oopsie, no, that's correct. And then here I'm going to say SQL equals. All right. So what do we want? We want a count, a number of birthday for a particular date. So if we go back here and examine this guy, the count table here, it would pass in that date. For example, October 16 2021. Well, obviously we don't have 2021 here, so it will never match unless we go back to 2000, 1900, 2001. Then we find these guys. So there is the problem for this table, right? But we have ways to do this because we know where was I? Right here. Because we know that we have a calendar like so. We know the month, we know the day. We don't care about the year. All right. Then if you look at it closely, you say, well, you know what? I can extract the day, I can extract the month from this birth date. You see. All right, let's do that. All right, I'm going to show you how to do that. Let's go ahead and close that out. We're going to go to create. How about a query design? Okay, and then just double click on this account, and that's all we need. We're interested. So in this case, we are going to extract the month and the day out from the birth date. All right, so let's go ahead and highlight this guy, shift key on your keyboard, and click on date of birth. We're going to select all of this guy and pull this guy down here. We want all the records. Okay, that should look similar to the table here. All right, so that information and the table account right here, see there, table account, these two are identical. All right, whereas you cannot add records in here. Well, you could down here, but you cannot add fields in here, my bad. But you can add records here. You can add extra fields. All right, so go ahead and X out that account table. We're not interested. We are interested in this new query that we are designing. All right, so let's go to design view. Here we want to extract out the month first. All right, so let's go to right click in there and go zoom. We're going to say yeah, birthday colon. That's an alias, by the way. All right, and then we want to what do we want? We want to format. We want a First, let's go ahead and put our date of birth in there, date of birth, and then go to the beginning. We're gonna format this guy. All right. Remember, if you remember, I did the formatting in the part 1 and part 2. Actually, part 2, because we had to format the date to display the number. Anyways, we are interested in the 2 digits of the day. All right, so the 2 digits being day. All right, this will return 010203 as the day. All right, so and then let's go ahead and close that out, and then go to the next one. Go to the next column and then right click, go to zoom. And here we do the same thing. We are interested in the month. So we got birthday. Now we're going to say birth month. All right. Again, we're going to put in the date of birth. Go to the beginning, format. All right. Go to the end there. And then here again, we want 2 digits of month, like 0102. All right, so that's a 2 digits. Okay. And then now we can Control S and let's call this birthday list. Birthday list. All right. So we got a birthday list here. Okay. So let's run this right here on the top left. And you can see the birthday is on the 20th. And Jane also on the 20th. Birth month is 10. Now we can do something with this. You see. Now go ahead and close that out. This one is called query birthday list. All right. So let's go back to our code. Now that we have something that we can work with, we can say select count. How about count birthday? All right, birthday. Now it doesn't have to be capitalized. We can just write in all low caps. Okay, birthday as number of day from from query birthday. I just put a small one. Yeah. Obviously, I put all this in here. It's irrelevant. That's why I put this in the lowercase. All right. But if you were to write in names and then make sure you use your capitalization appropriately. If you notice how I did the query, the first three letters in the query is just three, CRY, and birthday list L capitalized. So, but that's important for naming things like this. Just be careful, it's like a month name, you see there. So that's important to name things accordingly. All right, like the form right here, F or M, calendar, capital C. So here's the same way. However, in this right here, that's not, I could just lowercase that. Anyways, let's continue. We got from query birthday list. Now we need to group by. We need to where clause. We need a where clause. Where. So let me double check on this. I'll go ahead and display that. It's called birthday and birth month. You see there? Here, birthday, birth month. So we're gonna go back in here. We want to say where. Birthday equals. All right. And here we want to pull out the day from that select date. So we can say ampersand the select date. All right. And then we're gonna do day. Yeah, format there. And then go same thing here. All right, we're gonna do that. That way they come out with the same format, and then we'll recognize. And then we're gonna say and here. I'm gonna show that out. It's gonna start moving out of me. So underscore tab, and then we're gonna say and birth month equals. Same thing here, ampersand format the select date. Here will be month, and now we can say, oh, I think I forgot and right here, my bad. And there you go. Now we're gonna say group by birthday. Actually, we want to group by two things. First, we want by day, by birth month, and then we by day. All right, remember month and then day. So make sure they're in correct order. All right. So we want to group by month first, and then we want to look by day. All right. Don't do the opposite, because there are many days, many of the same days in the month, but not all the months have the same days. Just recognize that. Okay. In this one, month is the more of a parent, and this would be a child type. All right. So birth month. I think I forgot the H there. Birth month, birthday. All right. We should get something from here. Okay. So now we'll continue. Then we can set regular set equals current db open record set SQL and then close it. Here we are saying, hey, open that record set for me. I want to see something. All right. Now we cannot just access the information from this select statement without knowing if there is something in there, because if it returns nothing, that means that this record set is still nothing. and you cannot kill it and nothing. That would give you bug. That would bark at you like a mad dog. Okay, so let's find out if there is anything in there. If rs record count is greater than 0, then now understand a record count greater than 0. All right, this number could be 0. You have to remember that. All right, a 0 is a count. All right, so a count is still greater than 0. So just remember that. Just be careful with that. All right. So now we're just interested in this guy. So let's go back in here. All right. Yeah. So we're gonna say if record set is greater than 0, then L control, then that control caption equals equals rs exclamation. All right, I'm just going to come up here and copy this number of day in there because that is an alias that we're looking for. All right, now once we're done with that record set, always dispose it. All right, to dispose this guy, just say nothing, rs set nothing, and then control S, save. All right, one thing I want to mention in this function is nice and short. You see there are a couple of lines. You should always, when working with database, you should always handle your error. Okay, in all function that communicates to the database, you should always handle your function your error like so. On error, go to so and so. All right, go to so and so. So I'm not going into this error handling, but that would be the one of the first things that you should learn in programming is to learn to handle the error, because if you're a seasoned programmer, you recognize it. But if you are new to programming, that you will encounter a lot. All right. So, but that's another topic. It's not related to this topic. But you should always handle your error. But right here, we should get something. All right. Let's take a look. I'm going to do a break there. And then let's see if we get something. Well, actually, before we get there, you know what? We need to call this function, because we just create a function, but there's no caller. So let's create call. To make things easy, all right. To make things easy, I recognize this. We have to make. Oh, right here. I think I remember this one. There you go. I remember this one. We say we'll display something right here. Okay. So first day. Yeah, we did this one. We are going to use this function. This is great. This is good. This is good right here. Okay. So we're going to go ahead. I'm glad I did that in part 2. So if you want to know how this display something was born, look in towards the end of part 2. All right. I'm going to rename that display birthday, number of birthday, display number of birthday. All right. So that's appropriate. That's good. I'm glad we did that. Like they say, something, something happened for a reason. Yeah, like I said, I'm glad this happened. I put this function in there towards the end of part 2. Good, we can just actually use this function now. So let's rename this guy to display number of birthday. We've got the control name. All right. If you look in this function, it looks for date and control. All right. So if we come back here, we got the name of the control. Okay, so here's how it's going to work. Yeah, actually we don't want just the first 3 characters of the control. We want 4. Now the fourth one being 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that thing, you recognize it now. This will tell where this guy locates. All right. The fourth one, the fourth character of the name is where this guy actually locates. Okay. So remember that. All right. So now, so we got control. Okay, that's good. That's good. So here we need a birth date. The select date. So we're gonna do the select date. Now this can be different than the one we have select date. All right. The other one is txt select date. We're gonna put the select date here. All right, and I'm gonna show you how to format that as date. So then we got 2 information. All right. Now we can say right here. Now we can say, instead of doing that, we're going to delete that, replace that with call account db access number of birth date by date. You see there. Now we say the select date, and then the control in this case is ctl. That's it. We don't have to pass in anything. That is the control. You see. All right. So I think that's going to do it. Now we have to call this guy. Now here we are going to we're going to have to add one more parameter here, one more variable called the select date. Now obviously you can name this date because it's in another sub function, subroutine. It can be any name. I'm using the same name. All right. But obviously that can be different. Okay. So we're gonna format this select date. Actually, you know what? This select date, we don't even need it. I'm just looking at another thing here. All right. We actually need this guy right here. Right. See. Show you how to modify this guy. This guy right here. Copy that. We want that date serial. Okay. So then we can come in here under this caption, add this guy in there. All right. We don't want to advance to the next month. We want this month, and we want and we want I day, and close that out. And then forgot the beginning here. This is going to be call account db access. No, my bad. Yeah, you know what? My bad. We need to go ahead and add this guy in there. So don't worry about that. So let's go back here. We're going to need this. The select date as date. All right. We are going to deselect date equals, and go to the end here, tap enter. Now we can call that function. All right. What was it? This is called. I'm going to go ahead and copy this guy. Back up here, we can say call there, and then it looks, see there, the select date, and then control string name. This is right here. I'm going to copy the whole thing, right, and replace that with a string there. Now remember, we need that fourth character at the fourth location of that name. So instead of passing 3 characters, we're going to pass in 4 characters. In this case would be Sunday 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. All right, so we're going to look for that one. So change that to number 4. Let me see this guy. Yep, see there. So this control will look for 4 characters in here. All right, if they match, they're going to jump in here. So all right, so this is the actual location here. All right, so now we can just say copy this guy and just lay it out, the whole thing. Oops, okay, wrong place, right behind there. And then right here is the same way. Right there is the same way. Obviously, you don't want to display call it before you increment your date. All right, make sure it's right before you increment your date. Oopsie, right there. Okay, think that should do it. Let's see if it barks at us. All right, let's go open this guy, close that guy out, and then close that guy too. Let's double click on this calendar. It comes in here. All right. Let's see. Let's see that number. Okay, you know what? There. Double click on that and just escape from there. And continue. Oh, it does not display. What the heck? We should see something on this 20th and 30th here. Let's see why there is. See how we can easily find this out. Well, first thing, we want to know, did it come in here? All right. If it came in here, what information did it come in with? All right. So let's do this. Let's break this out. I want to identify if the control name is correct. Type mismatch. Okay. Oh. Huh. 10. Day. That's good. Oh, select year is not there. So something's not right with the select year here. We did select year here, right there. Okay, let's end that one. Let's try that again. So if we advance this guy, it should come in here. It should set it right there. All right, let's go to November. See there? And that year should be 21. Let's F8. So that's 21. So that's good. And then we're going to break that one. Double click on this. Oops. And so that's good. So everything should set. That's year. That's the month. Yep. That's next. Yep. That's good. That should be 10. That should be November, December. That's good. All is well. I'm going to double click on that and just F8 again. So I'm going to break that. The first control should be right here. So first day is Monday. It should come in here. So I'm going to break this out. There. Now this name, it should pass in MON1. All right. So it's going to go in there. uh, double click on that guy, F8 again. It's going to come in here. This should be M, there you go, MON1. We are looking for that control name, and we're going to come in here. That way it just goes right, and then F5, there you go, it found it. Ah, date, you see there, select date. See the problem right there. Select date is not a date. Well, we know the problem here. It did not set correctly here. See there? That's the problem. It only set in the time. Alright? So, not sure why. That should be right. But not sure why. I never put one in those guys. Copy. This has to be before this guy, you see. And that was the reason why. My bad. Sorry about that. There you go. Now, that was the reason why it only set in a time. So that was the time was initialized when you declare this guy. But we never set the date to it. All right. So there you go. So that's part of troubleshooting. All right. So I just saw that. I said, well, that should have worked. There you go. All right. Now if we come in here, we can examine this date. This should send in correct date now. All right. So I'll go ahead and Control S. Let's try this again. All right. Let's go backwards. I bet you now this date is correct. You see there? October 1st. It begins from the 1st. All right. All right. Double click on that and let's continue. That's more like it. All right. There you go. We got one here. We got two here. You see there? Remember, Jane was born on the same day as I was, and this is John. All right. So let's that's good right there. So now it's doing what it's supposed to do. Let's go back design. I want to format this a little bit here. All right. I'm going to highlight this calendar label. If you click right here, Control, hit hold down your Control button and select there, like so. All right. Now you notice the background rectangular shape here. Background shape also selected. Go ahead and keep the Control button, Control key held down, and then click on this space right here. There, it deselected. What we want to do is I want to move this text right in the middle of this guy. All right. So let's go down, look for margin. All right, we're gonna look for top margin. Let's see if we can find top margin. All right, right here. See top, right margin, left margin, top, right there. All right. So we're gonna play with this name a little bit here. We're gonna put in, how about 0.2? Let's find 0.2. See where that guy locates. See, it moves down. You see there, right in the dead center, I think. How about to the left margin? We're gonna tap to. Let's try this one. 0.2 again. Let's see what that looks like. Hey, that's not too shabby. All right. Let's go back a little bit. I think that's way too far from the left. All right. So let's put that a 1.5. Oh, they're putting. Oh, that's a top margin. My bad. Let's go back. I'm sorry about that. We want the left 0.15. All right, hit enter. That looks better. All right. The reason being, we can have one. We are going to display something in here. All right. Instead of one, we're going to make it more understandable. Okay, that's good. Let's go to how about font size? Font size is good. How about let's see, text align is good because we use the margin to align. How about bold? Let's put on the weight. There, that's better. I think that's good. All right. So let's leave that for now. Control S, Control S, and then we're gonna go back to our code right here. See the module right here on the left side here. Double click on that. Now, instead of just saying this, all right, we can say now, well, I could have, I was thinking about days. Well, what if one day, days with an S would not be appropriate? So what we need is to identify. How about, yeah, let's do a dim I number. Let's do number of date, B date, birthday, or B date. There you go, as integer. All right. So here we can say I'm gonna copy that, put that in my just control C on that one, and then just replace this guy with number of B day, and that's good. All right. Now we have the number. It could be 1, it could be 0, you see. All right. So we can say it like this: if number of B day is greater than 1, then you see why I did a copy on that one. Then the caption can say number of B day, say days. All right, there you go. And then I'm gonna go ahead and copy this guy. If you want to do if then else, up to you, but this works the same way right here. If it equals 1, we'll take that S out. All right, and then we're gonna do this 0. All right, there. Actually, here we can just take that out because it's 1. You can say 1 day. You see there? So so don't go too crazy with logical items. Try to make things as simple as possible. In this case, we see, well, it's 1. Why do you have to put this guy in there, right? There's no need to. So go ahead and spell it out. Okay. So programming is finding ways to make things easier on you. Then when you debug, it's easier for you to understand what bug is. All right. So that should do good. That should do good. All right. Look at that. Ooh. Huh. Let me see. Oh, I misspelled right here. I misspelled BD, not DB, BD. Yeah. There. My bad. Let's go up, forward. There. And let's go back. That's better. See, we have 2 days, 2 birthday. Oh man, Jack. Come on. 2 birthdays. There you go. 1 birthday. That's better. Go back. That's more like it. 2 birthdays, 1 birthday. All right. Oh, here's a bonus. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do a bonus. All right. So that was the plan, but as I'm coding, all right, I love to give bonuses. that is to entice you to hit that subscribe button. So if you have not already, go ahead and subscribe. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a bonus since you have been watching this thing. All right. So let's go here. We're gonna go create form design. Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's put two labels in here. All right. I'll give you I'm gonna give you a let's put blah 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 there. All right. Well, let's be more informative. How about birthday list? Yeah, and then copy one down. Okay, leave that one down. Now we're gonna do this guy. As a matter of fact, let's go make this guy darker. Now to make this guy darker right here, just use text one and then no lighter. That's it. That's all you have to do. This guy can be the header. This is going to be a header. All right. I'm thinking. Okay, let me explain what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about putting a birthday list in here, like a list of names. All right. So this could be a header. So that could be a line center. That looks good. Let's make that guy a 12. That's better. All right. That's good. That's good. Okay. And we're going to, because it's a list, and hopefully it's not that many people born on the same day. So I think that looks appropriate. All right. But I noticed that the text is touching the border here. All right, let's move this guy to, oops, I don't know what, I think I'm going to go ahead and control S that, save that. Let's call this birthday list. All right, so we got that one. It looks like my computer is dying. You see how it doesn't deselect that even though I here. I'm going to exit that out. Let's go back in there. Yeah, my computer, there you go. This should look like that. My computer is dying. So go ahead and select that label again. What I wanted to show you is come over here, like we did with the other guy. We're going to look for lap margin right there. Okay, let's put 0. We don't want it to go too far. How about 0.1? Let's see how that one looks. That looks pretty good right there. All right. So I think that's good enough. We are going to move this guy to the very corner here. And we are going to shape our form to that size. So this will be a pop-up. All right, I'm thinking here now. I'm going to explain why that guy is there. I'm thinking about when we see two birthdays, we want to be able to click this button, this day, and this guy actually pops this guy and show the birthday people. All right, so this is what it's going to be. So we're going to make this guy a pop-up, a module. That means you cannot do anything until you close this guy. That's all it means. All right. Run right here. Bracket selector. We don't want that. We don't want the navigation. We also don't want the scroll bar. All right. So no. We don't want the minimize, maximize, control. Nada. All right. We just want the close button. That's it. So control box, yes. Close button, yes. The rest, no. How about the form size? How about the, okay, here's the one. If you did the sizable, that means user can pull in and out. So let's make it thin, all right? So that's good. All right, let's take a look at this guy. You see there? That looks good right there. Okay. All right. So we're not done yet. Let's close this guy out. We're not done with this guy yet. We're gonna go into the form load. On load, it's going to look like so. All right. So when this guy is open, what do we want to do? We want it to display that those names. All right. So likewise, let's yeah, okay. Let's pop back in here. I'm thinking too. So here we want to call birthday list. All right. Let's do sub display birthday list. All right. Again, we need the same information as this guy. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy the. Oopsie. I'm just going to copy this guy all the way up to here, and then put it in there, and then hit enter. And then we need to end sub here because we didn't do the end sub here. End sub. All right. And that's what we need. All right. Now instead of doing select, we want to select everything. One thing that we need to make things easier on us, we're going to come in here. Let's go to this query that we designed. Right click, design view. All right. Instead of combining the name here in our select statement, we can combine it here. All right. Let's go to zoom. Remember, you want to make your life as easy as possible. It's called full name. All right. And here we can say first name space cap ampersand last name, and that's good. I'm going to move this guy to right there. All right. So what it does is just going to say, oops, hold on. Oh, got you. See what I see? Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? There. All right. My bad. Gotta have quick eyes on that one. There. So now we got the full name. All right. So this will make things easier when we execute it in the module. So I'll go ahead and close out. But I remember it's called full name. So in here, all right, we want it to return everything based on this guy. Same thing. All right. But nothing changed. However, we don't want it to group. All right. No group, because we took that count out. That's the aggregates. We don't want that. No aggregation. So here then, we're going to take this out. All right. And if, all right. So, well, we know one of the dates, the 20th, has 2 birthdays. That means there are 2 records in there. We couldn't just, let's go back here. Look at this. We couldn't just say, hey, give me that record, right? Well, in this case right here, we'll just get 1 record for this date. All right, it's going to be 1 record with number of days with a count. You see. However, here we're not going to say it's not an aggregate. All right, it's just the count. It's just the entire thing, a raw type. All right. So they're going to be number of records, more than 1, maybe at least 1, but more than 1. Could be more than 1. So then you want to say, and if, all right, you want to move that record set to first record, and here is where we get all the information in there. Yeah. Okay. So here, yeah, let's do this. Let's add another variable. Let's put list as string. Okay. You're gonna know why I did that, but let's let's now we're going to loop through do until rs end of file, and then we'll do a loop. All right, it says, hey, for each record in there, all right, do this function that we're about to do until the end of file. All right, but before we do that, you always do this way. Next, just anytime you're creating a loop, you always find what you always code when it to stop, how to advance before your logic. If you forget this, you're gonna run out of your resource, because you're never gonna stop. That application is keep on running, and you're gonna say, what the heck? Okay, so when you create this loop, all right, first in the record set, move to the first, then advance, because now it will stop. All right, if without this, it will not ever stop, because it never advances to the next record. So so just be mindful when you code this. Do that first, and then your logic. All right. Just remember, just a little caution. All right, because you don't want your application to keep running without stopping. All right, let's get back to our work. So here we say s list equals rs full name db. This is a carriage return. That means move to the next item. Move to the next line. All right, move to the next line on this list. All right, well, if you keep doing this, the record that comes after will replace the first one. To retain the first one and one before that, you just say s list and that's it. Well, initially the s list is empty, is zero, it's empty, it's no, it's nothing. And then you say, and then it's going to be that first record, and it's going to go to the next record if it exists. It's going to tag that onto that guy. All right, so let's see how that works. Okay, and then we're done with that, we can say L control caption equal s list. I think that will work. What do you think? That's similar to what we did here, just with more with the names. All right, so now we got this function. It's called display birthday list. Let's go back to this birthday. All right, birthday list screen. We are going to go ahead and name this guy a beautiful name. It's called birthday list. This is just the name of that form. All right, so all right, that's one thing we need. We have a control. You see, that's a control. The L is control. You know what? I forgot to name this guy. Let's do LBL birthday list. That's the name of our control. That control would be passed in to the function. All right, but on this form right here, let's go to the event. When on load, on open, I explain on open. If you watch the part 1 and part 2, I explained the open and on form open and form load. Form open, it actually when the form opens, it goes in here first. All right, and in here you cannot set controls. You remember that, okay? Do not set control in the form open. This is to initialize items that you need. All right, those items cannot be can be formed, but there comes a times I've seen this before. It will not recognize the controls because controls must be loaded first. All right. So what we can do here, we can say right here, say private. Oops. Because it's going to happen one time. All right. Select date as date. We just need a date in here, and then we can say if not is no, open argument arg with the s, then um, then the select date equals args, open args, open args, else me close. Oh no, else do cmd close, and then form name me name, and then it just means that hey, if this guy is empty, just close it. All right, upon open, don't do anything. Okay, and then on load you can say this, call account db access display. You see the deselect now? That's where that deselect comes to play. And then the control, oops, L. I think that will work. What do you think? And that's it. And that's it. Well, now we gotta go back to the control and yeah, go back to that calendar. All right, I'm not gonna go through all the buttons right here. Let's open up calendar. I'm not going to do each one of these. I'm going to let you do that yourself, but I am going to demonstrate two controls, two buttons. First I got to know where it is. This is Wednesday, the 20th is Wednesday, number 1 2 3 4, Wednesday 4, number 4. So we go Wednesday 1 2 3 4. That is the button that we want to click because we know something's going to be there. All right, so select that and on click. Go to the subform right there. Okay, and here we can say do command open form. All right, and then the form name birthday list. All right, and then the normal, that's fine, normal, open as normal, and then no filter, no where clause because it's not a database, and no form edit. No, how about read only? That's fine too, because well, there's no record, there's no text, so you could just leave that out. You can do that, or you can just leave it out. All right, and then okay, no window mode, that's fine. We are interested in the argument. You see the argument here? We want to send in the date. I'm going to leave that out for now. I'm going to scroll all the way up here. I'm going to copy this guy. Oops. I understand. I understand. I'm not done with you yet. Let's copy this guy. That's the date. Alright. And I'm going to come in here. And what was it? Oh, right there. And we're going to dim this guy to the select date as date. And then we will deselect Oh, actually, we got that one there. All right, and we're going to change this to command Wednesday 4 caption. All right, there. And now, or you could just do this, or you could just do this. Here, let's do this. There, that's good enough. Yeah, and take that. I just love working things with simple stuff. And take that guy out. There. All right, and this will be the caption. MCMD Wednesday 4 caption. Right. So caption is the the day that we set. If you notice in up here, see that caption? That's the day. So we want that date. All right. So that's what it is there. What was it? Right here. Okay. So that's how that works. Okay. That's how that works. So, but what if someone clicks? Let's open this one up. But what if someone clicks this guy? That guy has no caption. You see, that would bark at us. All right, that would bark at us. So what we want to do here, we want to make sure it does not at us. We say if CMD Wednesday 4 caption does not equal to nothing, then open. That's it. That's all you have to do. You see, I think that will work. What do you think? All right, Control S, save that. There's one more date that right here, the 30th. All right, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so let's do down there. Oh shit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So select that. Same thing on click. Go to sub, and then we're gonna highlight this guy. Copy. Put that guy in there. And then replace, let's go to the end here and replace this one to, what was it? Saturday 5. All right, delete that. CMD Saturday and 5, and that's it. Now you can do the rest of the buttons. I'm going to leave that out to you. Let's run. Let's click. Okay, that's all right. Oh. Let's copy this guy. Something's not right there. Put, you see there? Deselect. What's the difference between this guy and this guy? You see there? Date and day. Yeah, there you go. So let's go ahead and put this one date in there. All right. So that was the error. I said day instead of date. All right. Let's continue. Look at that. Okay, close that out. That doesn't look right there. Okay, let's do it again here. Look at that. Now, how cool is that? Now you actually, now you can see all the 2 birthdays. Well, I want to know what they are, because you can't obviously list everybody in that little space. Then you use this option for them to look at. Well, click on that date, you'll see, I see Jack and Jane. All right. Now, you see how it opens up right there? If you move this to a certain place, right there and Control S, it's going to remember and it's going to open up right there. So let's try that. You see there? So if you don't want it there, you want it to be dead center, you just hold it right there and Control S, and that acts as pretty smart. Say, hey, next time you open it right there. All right, let's see this guy. Look at that, John. All right, and then obviously you can decorate this however you want. All right, so you can come in here and you can say me LBL. Actually, take that out. I'm going to close this out for now. So what I want to do here, I want to show you how to color this thing. We're going to rename that to LBL header. All right, and then I think we already named this guy. Yep, right there. And now just select both of these guys, and you see the back style right here. We're going to set that to normal, like so. All right. Now go to the code, and right here we can say me header back color, color peach, and then we're going to do the other one, the birthday list back color equals color ocean blue, um, and that's that. Let's take a look. So I'm going to X that out, double click on the calendar, and it pops up. I'm going to move this right there in the middle. All right. Click on this date. There you go. So we just recolored that guy. All right, and that's it. So, but obviously you can color this to your liking. Okay, just kind of show you how that can be accomplished. All right, so that's that. All right, so that's it's not hard. Programming is not hard once you know way around. Okay, so what we did here, just to recap what we've done, we added two functions. One function was the displaying information on this control that we send in. The other, which is this guy, also similar function except displaying a list of people for the birthday list and also a control. So you can create a function, send in the control for it display, and do whatever you can do. All right, whatever you can do on the control on the form, you can do in the function as well. All right, and obviously you have to make a call. We also did right here. This is the function that calls the backend, the module, which is right here. All right, so that's all we did in this one. We also did this. Oh yeah, the click right here. When you click on that date button, it also opens up the pop-up, and I showed you how to pass in an argument, which is this guy. These are the argument right there. All right, and to complete this, you would have to do this to all of your day buttons. Okay, so that is that. It's not that difficult. It's a straightforward, basically logic your way in to get the information to display for the user. All right, hope you enjoyed the video and learn a thing or two. If you do have question, inbox me, I'll respond, or please comment below. All right, and happy programming to all. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, like, share, and hit that bell. And also comment below, and if you need help, inbox me. Thanks again.